The stage is set for the third and final phase of Lok Sabha polls in Assam. Polling officials have been dispatched to their respective polling station across the 4 parliamentary constituencies. Well, 4 Lok Sabha seats including Guwahati, Dhubri, Kokrajhar and Borpeta will go to polls tomorrow. With this, a Lok Sabha election will come to an end in Assam. Over 81 lakh people are set to exercise their franchise in the third phase of polls to decide the fate of 47 candidates. The highest number of candidates are in Borpeta, where 14 contestants are in fray. 14 candidates are in fray, while Guwahati has the lowest candidates at 8. The third phase is extremely crucial for the BJP's allies in the state, who are contesting in 3 out of the 4 seats where elections will be held. Well, this phase will be a test for BJP allies, AGP and UPPL. While the AGP is contesting from Dhubri and Borpeta, the UPPL is eyeing a victory from the Kokrajhar seat. Phase 3 will also see AIUDF Chief Badruddin Ajmal battling out from his bastion, Dhubri. All right, so the stage is all set for tomorrow, and our reporters are lined up from Kokrajhar, Guwahati and Dhubri to give us minute-to-minute updates. So first of all, I would like to go to Joydeep Hazarika, who is right there in Guwahati. So Joydeep, is Nari Shakti in Guwahati, so we can see a direct contest between Meera Borthakur and Bijuli Kolita Medhi. So how's the preparation going on at this point in time? Is everything set for tomorrow? Joydeep?
Yes, Priya, the stage is all set in Guwahati for tomorrow. Today, we visited the Maniram Dewan Trade Center in Guwahati, which has been converted into a strong room for the Lok Sabha elections. Today, hectic preparations were seen among the polling officials. We went to the trade center. We met with several polling officials and teams. We saw how the arrangements were made. If we have to say about the arrangements, very elaborate arrangements have been made for the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency. Towards the afternoon, most of the polling teams had actually taken off for their respective polling booths in the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency. Now, if we talk about the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency, then apart from the main Guwahati city, there are also large portions of this constituency which have the nearby rural areas. If I talk about the assembly constituencies of Assam which come under the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituencies, then obviously you have Dudhnoi, Boko, Soigao, Palasbari, Jalukbari, Dispur, Guwahati East, Guwahati West, Hajo and Borkhetri. So definitely after the delimitation exercise last year, quite a few alterations have happened in the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency, and which is why the Borpeta constituency has come even nearer to the Guwahati city, because let us remember, on the last day of campaigning, we saw Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma campaigning Swalkuchi. Swalkuchi now falls under the Borpeta Lok Sabha constituency, and Swalkuchi is quite near to Guwahati town. So keeping these things in mind, elaborate arrangements have been made. This is going to be the first electoral exercise in Assam after the delimitation exercise. So a lot of people are also observing the voting pattern and turnout and the results, which will also determine whether the delimitation exercise has been has been a success. Will it be giving any yield in the future? Coming back to the arrangements, by now all the polling booths have reached all the polling teams have reached their polling booths by now. At least in majority of the polling booths, we believe the teams have reached. Tomorrow morning, around 5:30 to 6, mock polling exercises will take place, and the mock polling exercises will conclude before 7. From 7 onwards, the actual voting will begin for the Lok Sabha constituency. So tomorrow it is going to be quite important. Guwahati, as you have mentioned, it is a heavyweight seat. Over the last 2 years, we have seen that Guwahati has been witnessing a sort of a woman versus woman fight, because prior to this, in 2019, we saw the fight between BJP's Queen Oja and Congress's Babita Sharma. This time we are witnessing the fight between BJP's Bijuli Kolita Medhi and Congress's Meera Thakur Goswami. And let us also not forget that prior to this, Guwahati also saw a heavyweight MLA in the form of Bijoy Chakraborty, who had been one of BJP's strongest leaders in Assam at one point of time. Guwahati seat is quite important for the BJP. It is a prestige seat, to be precise. BJP wants to retain it because retaining Guwahati shows that BJP is still a very strong party. And obviously, over the last 10 years, BJP has developed a strong, loyal voter base in Guwahati, and that is why many people, many analysts are expecting
Joydeep, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Joydeep, be with us. So I also have with me Ms. Singh from Kokrajhar. So, Mizim, if you can hear me, well, Kokrajhar has 9 candidates in fray this time. So, main contest between UPPL, BPF and Congress. So, tell us how's the last minute preparation going on at this point in time, Mizim, in Kokrajhar?
Yes, we are. The Kokrajhar is ready for the stage is set up for the third phase election, which is going to be held tomorrow on 7th May, and under number 1 Kokrajhar Lok Sabha constituency, and polling parties including polling officers and polling agents were reached to their respective polling stations, and altogether 14,94,404 voters, including 7,41,328 male and 7,43,236 female will exercise their exercise in total 1862 polling station, and 296 polling station will be identified.
Be with us. I'll come back to you. I also have Ripunjoy Das from Dhubri. So, Ripunjoy, you're right there in Dhubri. So, in Dhubri this time we can see a triangular contest, between Congress, AIUDF and AGP. So, what more details and how's the last minute preparation going on at this point in time? Is everything set for tomorrow, Ripunjoy? What can you see around you?
Yes, Priya, a very good evening to you. First of all, I have to show you some very beautiful scenes from Dhubri. Right now, we are on the Jugamaya Ghat. You can see the movement of mechanized boat are on in this very picturesque location. And you can also see, Priya, that some voters are still waiting for to cross over the river and go to their respective villages or char areas to cast their votes. Now, on to your question, Priya, yes, every preparation have been completed here in Dhubri, which is one of the largest constituency in the country. Over 26 lakhs voters spread across 6 districts and 10 assembly segments. Priya, we are here on the banks of the Brahmaputra only because that of the geographical location. There are several riverine islands, several char areas where people need to cross by through water communication only. There are this mechanized boat which has been, I'd like to request my camera person to show 1 or 2 of the mechanized boat which are still in service there. The numbers are being put there, and they have been requisitioned by the administration to ferry poll officials and people and for all other election purposes. Now, Priya, we have with us one of the officials, and we would like to know from him. सर, आप ये बताइए कि आप यहाँ आज ये जो बोट डिस्पैच सेंटर है, यहाँ से कितने लोगों को आप लोगों ने भेजा है कि क्या कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
देखिए, हमारे धुबरी इलेक्शन डिस्ट्रिक्ट के लिए हमारा पीएस सेंटर तो हमारा जितना चौर एरिया में है, अभी 53 पीएस सेंटर जो है उसके लिए हमें बोट्स अरेंज किया हुआ है। 40 नंबर्स ऑफ बोट हमने अरेंज किया हुआ है, उससे हमें 29 वोट्स ऑलरेडी डिस्पर्स हुआ यहाँ से, इस घाट से, जोगमाया घाट से। उसके साथ सेक्टर ऑफिसर्स, सारे जितना पोलिंग ऑफिसर्स है, उन लोगों के साथ हमें हर एक पोलिंग स्टेशन के लिए हमारे डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की अथॉरिटी की तरफ से एक आपदा मित्र वॉलंटियर्स भी हमें भेजा है उन लोगों के साथ, ताकि उन लोगों की सेफ्टी, सिक्योरिटी, लाइफ बॉय, लाइफ जैकेट उन लोग सटीक ढंग से पहन सके और उन लोग वो पहने। इसीलिए हमें हर एक बोट में आपदा मित्र वॉलंटियर्स विद इक्विपमेंट्स, लाइफ सेविंग इक्विपमेंट्स दे के उन लोगों को घाट से भेजा है अभी थोड़ी देर पहले।
अच्छा, तो मैंने जितने तैयारियां होने था सब कुछ पूरा सेट है, और वहाँ में जैसे हम जानते हैं कि बिजली का भी कुछ समस्या रहता है, उसके लिए भी कुछ सामान दे के भेजा है क्या?
हाँ, वो आप लोग जानते ही है, सौर एरिया में थोड़ा बिजली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का प्रॉब्लम है, तो इसका ड्यू टू स्कार्सिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वी हैव अरेंज सम अदर सॉल्यूशंस फॉर दैट पोलिंग स्टेशंस। हम यहाँ से कुछ उन लोगों को ले हमने अरेंजमेंट करके भेजा हुआ है, और वहाँ से लोकली भी हमें थोड़ा अरेंजमेंट किया हुआ है, ताकि उन लोगों को कोई दिक्कत ना हो पोलिंग स्टेशन में कल वोटिंग टू कास्ट देयर वोट्स, द पीपल कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो। इसलिए जितना तैयारी हमें करना है इस डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से और इलेक्शन डिस्ट्रिक्ट की तरफ से, हमें वो सब किया हुआ है।
सिक्योरिटी का भी पूरा
सिक्योरिटी का भी हमें हर एक पोलिंग स्टेशन में हम सिक्योरिटी दो सिक्योरिटी भेजा है, और एक्स्ट्रा सिक्योरिटी भी हमें दिया हुआ है। और हमारा आप देख रहे हैं ब्रह्मपुत्र रिवर में हमें SDRF बोर्ड्स भी है, आप देख रहे हैं इधर SDRF लगा हुआ है, BSF बोर्ड्स भी है, हमारा डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की तरफ से भी हमारा जो स्पीड बोर्ड है वो भी तैयारी में है, अगर कोई इमरजेंसी हो ताकि वो तुरंत जाके उन लोगों को रेस्क्यू कर सके और कोई दिक्कत ना हो, ऐसे इसीलिए हमें सब तैयारी किया हुआ है घाट में।
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, Priya, as you have seen the official briefing us here about the arrangement, particularly since this is a challenge to conduct the elections in such conditions,
Riputji, so what are the
such
logistical
geographical
challenges
conditions,
faced?
where you have several char areas. Yes, definitely, Priya. There are several challenges because we know that in this Dhubri constituency there are several riverine islands, and also there are more than 3.5 lakhs voters out of the 26 lakhs total voters who are residing in the char areas. So char area voters, they form a significant numbers, and since the voting and the voting percentage in fact is quite high in these areas, the officials are leaving in fact no stone unturned to ensure that each and every voter reach the polling station to cast their vote, and which is a very sacred job for each and every Indian national and Indian voter. Priya.
Yes, Ripunjay, be with us. Now, we have Arindam Das from Kokrajhar with us. So, Arindam, you tell us about the security arrangements there in Kokrajhar.
Yes, Priya, tomorrow is the last and final phase of polling in Assam for the Lok Sabha elections, and in fact 4 constituencies are going to polls. Amongst them is the Kokrajhar seat also, which is an ST seat. So preparations are done for this final day of polling here in Kokrajhar. In fact, all the polling officials have already been dispatched, and they have already reached their respective polling stations along with the security personnel. And right now they are at their polling station. They will be making a night halt at the polling station, and tomorrow they will start the polling process from 5 a.m. in the morning, because before the actual voting starts, the polling official starts with a mock voting or mock drill before the actual elections go. So the preparations have been done right now, and all the polling officials have reached their respective polling stations. There are over 1,800 polling stations in Kokrajhar Lok Sabha constituency, and of them 296 are identified as critical or sensitive areas, polling stations. So heavy deployment has been made on those polling stations as well as in other polling stations. So a total of 9 assembly constituencies falls inside the Kokrajhar Lok Sabha constituency, and this is a very interesting seat because we have seen how things change in this constituency. We have seen how in the last 2 terms Nobo Horonia, who was an independent candidate, he had won from this constituency 2 times consecutively. In fact, that's an interesting fact. But this time he has got a blow from Guwahati High Court, where his the caste certificate is said to be not original, so that's why he couldn't file his nomination. In fact, another candidate has been filed in his place. But yes, if we look at the fight this time, it is going to be a triangular fight. It's going to be Jayanta Basumatari from UPPL, who is an NDA candidate. Then on the other side, it's Kampa Borgiari, who is from the BPF. He was the deputy CEM of former deputy CEM of BTR. And on the other hand, it's Garjan Musahari from the Congress. So it's going to be a triangular fight. Altogether, 12 candidates are there in the fray, including independent candidates. And the main fight will be a triangular fight between the UPPL, BPF, and the Congress candidates. So this is an interesting seat, because if we look at the demography of this constituency, there are about 15 lakh voters in this constituency. And if we break up that the demographic content of that constituency, we see that there are around 5 lakh Boro voters, and the rest 10 lakh voters are from various other communities. There are 15 total communities here in the Kokrajhar constituency, which includes the Boro community also. So what we have witnessed in the past, that's why probably the independent candidate has come up 2 times consecutively. It was a split of the Boro and the non-Boro votes. So this time it will be interesting to see, because there was delimitation also. So after that, the pattern of the constituency has also changed. So this time it will be an interesting scene to see as to how the fight goes. And as I have mentioned, though there are 12 candidates in the fray, which includes independent candidates, because we cannot ignore the independent candidates in the Kokrajhar constituency, as we have seen that an independent candidate has won 2 times consecutively, and this time it would be a wait-and-watch situation as to who comes victorious in this seat. And as I have said, it's going to be a triangular fight between the UPPL candidate, BPF candidate, and the Congress candidate.
Yes, Arindam Das be with us. Now, Ripunjay, any special arrangements made due to the inclement weather in Dhubri?
See, yes, Priya, there has been arrangements are been made, because we have seen that there was slight drizzles here in the morning hours, and the administration, we were speaking to the Deputy Commissioner here, Mr. Diwakar Nath, during the morning hours today, and he has informed us that adequate number of vehicles have been arranged, have been in fact requisitioned from various departments and sources to ensure that people do not have any issues or problem while casting their vote, even if it rains continuously also. And Priya, one thing more on the contest of the constituency, we have seen that there was a very high-pitched electioneering in this constituency, Dhubri constituency, where several high-profile leaders from national leaders and state leaders came here and campaigned for their respective candidates. We know that there is a 3-cornered contest here, Priya, particularly between the sitting MP, who is Badruddin Ajmal, the AIUDF Supremo, and also the Congress candidate Raqibul Hussain and NDA candidate Javed Islam. So the contest is 3-cornered here, and the interesting fact is that the Congress, which was very much hopeful of their fortunes, in fact, has been facing a lot of difficulties. On the other hand, the BJP, which has been initially since the early days of the electioning, they have almost conceded this seat to their opponents, had in fact gained several areas, and that was quite interesting during the electioneering. Now the question will be that how the people come out, because here we have witnessed yesterday also, Priya, that people in large numbers are coming back to their home home and in order to cast their vote.
Right, Ripunjay, I'll come back to you. So, Missing, if you can hear me, so any vulnerable polling stations there in Kokrajhar? What are your sources telling you regarding this?
Yes, Priya, Kokrajhar Deputy Commissioner and Returning Officer has arranged 11 model polling station here in number 1 Kokrajhar constituency in various polling station. 8 model polling station is reserved only for women, and 3 model polling station is only reserved for men. Priya.
So, any special arrangements taken there, Missing, as due to inclement weather?
Uh, there is no specific special arrangement for this, but Kokrajhar Deputy Commissioner and Returning Officer Pradeep Kumar Deviti said that arrangement for the security is fully strike, and 10 battalions of CAPF and 7 battalions from SAPF, and also the district police is ready to arrange the fully security protection. Priya.
Right. Now I would like to go to Joydeep Hazarika. Joydeep, around 20 lakh voters will exercise their franchise in Guwahati tomorrow. So, I would like to know any special arrangements for the senior citizens or for the specially able persons.
Well, yes, absolutely, Priya. Almost all the polling stations there will have special arrangements so that people with special needs can also come and cast their vote. As we have seen earlier, ramps have also been set up at these polling stations so that physically handicapped people can also come forward and cast their votes. In many polling centers, if there is no if there is no proper ramp or anything through which people on wheelchair can come, then also a temporary ramp arrangements have also been made at certain polling stations. And also apart from that, in Guwahati, there are also the model polling stations as well as the women-only polling booths, which are known as pink booths. They are spread not just in Guwahati city, but also in the other rural pockets of the Guwahati constituency. So these arrangements have been made, and also yes, keeping in mind the fact that rains have been predicted for the next 4 to 5 days. I would like to say here that the pattern that has been noticed over the last few days is that rains are normally happening in early morning hours for most part of the day. As we have seen today also, there has been no rains, even though it has been cloudy. And there was just mild drizzle in between towards the afternoon at around 3 p.m. So if that condition persists, then we can still hope that Guwahati will witness a large number of a large voter turnout, because as we have seen in the last 2 phases, Assam witnessed very good voting percentage. In both phases, Assam witnessed over 75% of voting. So it all depends that if there is no heavy rain, if there is not a very inclement weather as such, then people will come out and cast their votes. And anyways, and also one of the factors that has been witnessed in the last 2 phases has been sweltering heat that many have blamed for the mixed turnout of voters, not just in the northeast but also in other parts of the country. So if there is early morning rain and then is no more rain for the rest of the day, then the weather might be quite pleasant, and then we may actually see a good turnout of voters for tomorrow, and that will be quite good for the Guwahati Lok Sabha constituency. But that is something we'll have to wait and watch, Priya.
Right, Joydeep Hazarika, thank you so much for all those details. So, Arindam Das, Ripunjay Das, Missing Worry and Joydeep Hazarika, thank you so much for all those details. So, viewers, the stage is all set for the third and final phase of Lok Sabha polls in Assam. Polling officials have been dispatched to their respective polling stations across the 4 parliamentary constituencies and 4 Lok Sabha seats, including Guwahati, Dhubri, Kokrajhar and Borpeta, will go to polls tomorrow.